Physics, Class 12, Chapter 7, Alternating Current. AC voltage applied to a capacitor. This is the AC source. It is connected to the capacitor of capacitance C. The voltage dropped across the place of this capacitor is Vc. We know that a capacitor has got two parallel plates. One plate is positively charged, one plate is negatively charged. Suppose the charge on these plates are Q, then the capacitance of the capacitor, which is given by capital C, is equal to Q divided by V. Interchange V and C, then you get V is equal to Q divided by C, and it is the voltage dropped across the place of the capacitor. So that is this Vc dropped across the place of the capacitor. Consider an AC source E of voltage V is equal to Vm sin omega t connected to a capacitor. Okay, this is the source whose voltage is Vm sin omega t and it is connected to the capacitor. Call this source as 1, the value of voltage. Let small q be charged on capacitor at any time t. Therefore, voltage V across capacitor is V equal to Q by C. Okay, using this formula Vc. Here I have taken capital T, Q, and here I have taken small q. By Kirchhoff's loop rule, voltage across source and capacitor are equal. So Kirchhoff's loop rule says the voltage across the source and the capacitor are same. That means across this source is Vm sin omega t and across this capacitor is Q by C. So these two are same. So we shall equate these two. So Vm sin omega t is equal to Q by C. Transfer C here, so you get and start from Q. So Q is equal to Vm C sin omega t. Our aim is to find the current. To find the current, we know that current is dq by dt. So if I differentiate this with respect to time, I get the current. So differentiate with respect to time. dq by dt, Vmc is constant. So will not differentiate, will differentiate sin omega t. So d by dt of sin omega t. Derivative of sin is cos omega t. You have to do omega t, that will be omega. Or you can just remember that you have to multiply, if you differentiate, you have to multiply by the coefficient of t, that is omega here, so omega. If you integrate, you divide by the coefficient of the variable. This I am rewriting here, Vm divided by 1 by omega c. See, omega c will go up, so it will come to be the same. So this can be written as Vm divided by 1 by omega c, and this is cos omega t. Okay. Why we are writing? Because we want to compare this with the Ohm's law. Ohm's law is I is equal to V by R. So this will be like, this Vm is there, this I am starting with the I, so this is like voltage and this will be like the resistance. Okay. Then you can, we also want to compare current and the voltage. Now see, voltage is in the sine form and current is in the cos form. So I have to convert this cos into sine. So we use the trigonometric identity, cos of x is equal to sine x plus pi by 2. I have got omega t, so I will put cos omega t equal to sine omega t plus pi by 2. So I will convert cos into sine by using this identity. Then Im is equal to Vm by 1 by omega c. Okay, we know that from the Ohm's law that voltage divided by anything gives you current. So V by R equal to current. So same way I can say that Vm divided by 1 by omega c, this will give me the amplitude of the current, that is Im is equal to Vm divided by 1 by omega c. But this is analogous to this Ohm's law, so this is a resistance. So this will be also some resistance, but this resistance is offered by the capacitor, because in your circuit you have got capacitor, so resistance is offered by the capacitor, and that is, we are going to call it as Xc. It is called capacitive reactance, that is Xc is equal to 1 by omega c. So I am going to call this 1 by omega c as Xc, which is called capacitive reactance. Here Vm is amplitude of the voltage and Xc is a resistance offered by the capacitor. Here we can see that Xc is inversely proportional to omega and inversely proportional to C. I have written here Xc is proportional to 1 by omega, Xc is proportional to 1 by C. Okay, now therefore amplitude of current Im is equal to Vm divided by Xc. Okay, this is Vm and this I am taking as Xc. I is equal to Vm 1 by omega c cos omega t. Now I will convert cos into sine and this I will write as the resistance and then in the current. So Vm divided by 1 omega c, that 1 by omega c is written as Xc, and cos omega t as sine omega t plus pi by 2. Just using this identity, instead of omega x I write omega t, both the places. So sine omega t plus pi by 2, and this is current voltage divided by the resistance. This is analogous to resistance, so this gives you current amplitude of the current, that is Im. I is equal to Im sine omega t plus pi by 2. One more thing, this Xc is a capacitive reactance, or it is like analogous to resistance. So its unit, SI unit is also ohm, and the symbol is same as inductive reactance, okay, ohm. So it is the same. I have not written, but it is the same. So now I have got this equation. Now this is also on sign. Now I will compare equation 1 and equation 2. Okay, so equation 1 is the phase is omega t. Here the phase is omega t plus pi by 2. So when we observe equation 1 and 2, we can say that I leads V by pi by 2, or you can say that current is ahead of voltage by pi by 2. Okay, because it is plus pi by 2 and it is omega t alone. Okay, so this is omega t plus pi by 2. So you can say that I leads, or I is ahead of V by pi by 2. Now let us find the instantaneous power supplied to the capacitor. P is equal to I into V. I is Vm cos omega t and V is Vm sin omega t. Divide and multiply by 2. So I am Vm by 2 cos omega t sin 2 omega t. I am going to use the identity. This identity is sin 2x is equal to 2 sin x cos x. Okay, so here I will use 2 sin omega t cos omega t can be written as sin 2 omega t, just using this identity. Okay, now we shall find the, so here this is the one instantaneous power. Now average power. So I am Vm2. This is a constant. So we will not find average of this. We will find the average of sin 2 omega t. This is the symbol of average. Sin 2 omega t we have found previously. The average of this over one complete cycle is 0. So the average power will be 0. Now let us see the phasor diagram. Okay, so this is the phasor diagram. This is for the voltage and this is for the current. We saw that current is leading the voltage by pi by 2, that is by 90 degree. So if this is the voltage at omega t, then at 90 degree I have drawn. See, you can see this is at 90 degree to the voltage. So the current is at 90 degree ahead of the voltage. This is my wave diagram. So voltage is same as the previous one. Okay, let us see, voltage is here. So first we take 0 omega. This axis is omega t shows. Okay, and this is current and voltage both. So I take 0. So when you take 0, sin 0. Okay, let's write the equation here first. So V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Okay, so let us put omega t first. You put omega t as a 0. Put 0. So when you put 0, sin 0 is 0. So Vm into 0 is 0. So V is 0. So at 0. Then this will be pi by 2. Okay, this value is pi by 2. This is pi. This will be 3 pi by 2. So now put pi by 2. So when you put pi by 2, sin pi by 2 is 1. That is Vm into 1, 1. So Vm is means Vm is 1. That means maximum. So this much. Okay, V is maximum. That is Vm value. So this is the one. Then put pi. So sin pi is 0. So sin pi is 0 means 0 into 0 is, so voltage will come to be 0 here. This red curve. Then put 3 pi by 2. Again it is minus 1. So it is minus Vm. So it will be negative maximum here. Then you put 2 pi. So when you put 2 pi, sin 2 pi is 0. So again 0. So voltage will be 0, and then so on. Now we'll find for the current. So current is I is equal to Im sin omega t plus pi by 2. Okay, this is the formula. So let us put here. First you put 0. Okay, we'll start with 0. So when you put 0, you get sin pi by 2. Sin pi by 2 is 1. So it is maximum. Okay, Im into 1 means I current is maximum, that is Im. Then put pi by 2. So when you put pi by 2 plus pi by 2 gives you pi. And sin pi is 0, so it will be 0. So when you put pi by 2, current becomes 0. This black curve. Then you put pi. When you put pi by 2, it comes 3 pi by 2. So when you put 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. So current is maximum but in the negative direction, this side. Then you put 3 pi by 2. When you put 3 pi by 2, 3 pi by 2 plus pi by 2 gives you 4 pi by 2, which is 2 pi. So sin 2 pi is 0. So Im will be 0. That means I is 0. So it will be 0. And then it continues. So this is what happens in the wave diagram. So what we see when it is 0, voltage is 0, current has got maximum value. That is, it is ahead of it by pi by 2. And previously what we saw for the inductor, we saw that when voltage is 0, current was lagging behind voltage by pi by 2. So it is negative minus pi by negative minus I. Here positive I. So that is the difference between these. So we have studied AC voltage applied to the resistors, to the inductors and to the capacitor. Now let us conclude from all these three. So in case of resistors, I and V are in the same phase. Okay, that means they have no phase difference. Then in case of an inductor, I lags V by pi by 2. So I is behind V by pi by 2. Okay, this first one, this phasor diagram. Okay, this is the one. And for in case of capacitor, I leads V by pi by 2. This one. Okay, it is ahead. This current is ahead, pi by 2. Here current is lagging behind. And for resistor, it is the same. I and V are same. Okay, so this is what we have studied. We'll keep this much. Thank you very much.